Okay guys, we're going to do a chart for rapid changes. We're going to do the cause of those changes and the effect. First thing you got to do is create this chart on your notebook on page 96. Pause the video, create it, and then you can get started. I've learned my lesson. I'm zooming in this time. So the first one we're going to talk about, because it's the least we have to write about, is human activity. It's in my smallest box. I'm going to draw a tiny person just so I remember human activity. Y'all know I like to draw pictures. So, first thing, the causes of human activity. There's a bunch. Anywhere from we need places to live, we have buildings that, because we have businesses, we need access to rural areas. Honestly, there's a bunch, but we do not have time to go over everything. That first one was need places to live. We build for business. And access to rural areas. Excuse me. If you don't know what rural is, that's basically just country areas, places that we don't have cities. Oh, I just realized I left my D off of need. Some effects. Zoom out a little bit. I'm only going to write two of them. One, when we build and we create things in the middle of forest, we destroy natural habitats. In other words, animals don't have where animals were living, they no longer have because we have taken it and we've done whatever we wanted with it. We also use up natural resources when we do these things. For our next one, I think we'll go on ahead and do earthquakes. So for earthquakes, just a fun drawing is just the earth. Can't quite see where my pen is. There we go. Got to give it some continents. And he's going to be shaking. You'll talk more about this in 6th grade. But the Earth has tectonic plates underneath it that sit on the mantle and sort of float around. Sometimes these things break, so rock, which are the tectonic plates, break and cause seismic waves. And the same thing can happen if these tectonic plates rub up against each other. So I'm just going to sort of abbreviate and write plates, but I'm talking about the tectonic plates. Rub against one another. There are two different ways that those tectonic plates can rub up against each other. One is if they move side to side, and another is if they're moving against each other diagonally. Either one's going to cause seismic waves and cause the earth to shake. Some of the effects of earthquakes. We can have landslides, which we'll talk about later. Tsunamis, which are just big waves. Fires can start if a gas line breaks. We also tend to split ecosystems if there's an earthquake, because the earth breaks along a line or along a fault. And the last one is damage to buildings and roadways. Our next one, I have to sort of pull back a little bit, 1 second, is going to be, let's do a volcano. And we'll draw a quick volcano. Causes of our volcano. The Earth's, this is going to be more of a paragraph, sorry. The mantle melts. Forming magma. That magma is slowly going to rise to the top. Excuse me. The pressure will build. Magma continues to rise. And then it eventually erupts. Really quick, guys, these pictures are not very big because I know you don't have a lot of space. In a volcano, you have sort of this magma chamber that's underground. There we go, connected. And it has a chute. That's how the magma gets to the top of the volcano. You can also have these sort of offshoots where magma will come out other sides. So just real quick, this is the magma chamber. And it's only magma when it is underground. After it comes out, that's when we call it lava. So one more quick drawing. There's your magma chamber. But let's say it's come out this time. This is going to be lava. A little extra information. Effects of our volcano. It can cause rain, thunder, and lightning. The way it causes those, the way it causes rain, thunder, and lightning, the ash particles will act as a cloud, and as you guys know, once the cloud has enough water, it will start to rain. This could be really good because when you have lava flowing out onto the earth, it is extremely hot, and that rain's going to help to cool it off. Just focusing on the surface, you guys know it can destroy plant and animal life. Some things that are good in the way volcanoes affect the earth. Ash is actually good for soil, so it helps plants grow. And then when the lava flows, it can create a very steep side. I know I'm talking about something you can't see. When lava flows and it creates a very steep side, animals and different organisms will take shelter on those sides because it's harder for other predators to get to them. So it provides protection. For animals. And our last sort of event is going to be, and I'm going to have to hold this notebook kind of weird. It's going to be a landslide. The only picture I could think to do would be something sort of like this. You have your mud and your rocks sort of tumbling down. And when in doubt, label. Things that can cause a landslide. One very obvious one, gravity. Weathering and erosion. You guys know what these are. As weathering is happening, it's shipping off small pieces of rock, which then causes the bigger pieces to sort of fall and lose stabilization. Same thing with erosion. As it's carrying away those rocks, it's going to cause destabilization. It's going to let them fall. Earthquakes can cause landslides. And so can volcanoes. Volcanoes can help with erosion. That lava is moving some sediment along, which causes things to fall. And earthquakes, that shaking of that sediment can cause it to fall out, which then destabilizes the, let's say, cliff it's on. And last but not least, the effects of a landslide. With all of these, loss of life. I'm just going to put it on one though. Loss of homes. And loss of water sources. Okay, that is actually it for us today. Make sure you have this on page 96. If you're someone who glues things in their journal, make sure it is glued in on page 96. Your title should be on the board where we normally put table of contents. Do not forget to write your title so you're not looking back at this later and wondering what it is.